Ready.
Sweden has often been a leading voice on human rights and development around the world. Now is the time for Sweden to take real leadership in terms of working for a fair, ambitious and binding treaty at Copenhagen, especially given that Sweden holds the presidency of the European Union. They need to ensure that the European Union is ambitious in terms of its midterm targets, in terms of cuts. We would like to see the European Union and the Swedish leadership commit to 30% short-term reductions in emissions by 2020, and also to ensure that the Swedish people are contributing to, by their actions and by setting an example, to reducing their own consumption patterns as well as reducing carbon emissions specifically. Now is the time for the entire world community to come together and recognize that this is not an issue of rich and poor countries, north and south, developing. If we don't get a fair, ambitious and binding treaty in Copenhagen, we all go down. If we get a fair, ambitious and binding treaty, we lay the foundations of creating a new world where we can have a new green economy with decent, sustainable jobs and hopefully a greater sense of justice and equality so that future generations can live in peace with environmental justice, with social justice, gender justice, and ultimately with the whole idea of a more sustainable planet that we can hand over to future generations. And when people in the future look back at this moment, they will say that our leaders and people who lived during this time acted with the moral courage that was called for. Thank you very much.